all restarts up to lap 40 will be double file. And after the completion of lap 40, all remaining restarts will be single file. Lead lap cars to the front until the completion of the event. If you go to the pits and you do not have a flat tire and you do change it, the penalty is 1 lap, and you cannot get the easy pass the rest of the event. So, speaking of the easy pass, there is 1 easy pass for Lucky Dog available to the first driver 1 lap down to the lap counter. Then we'll get their lap back. So all races as well must end under a green-white checkered finish. So here we go.
Come on the track. Let's go.
So, 50 laps, DIRTcar 358 Modified Series. Mike Warren is here with us tonight. A treat to have you here as part of the voice of the Super DIRTcar Series, but now we have you here with the 358 Series. Racetrack looked pretty good after that 25-lap ESS race.
It does, Timmy. This is going to be an exciting one. I got a feeling I'm really ready to go. And let's see, race number 4.
Absolutely. Well, here we go. We'll go through the lineup real quick. It's Lance Willix up on the pole. Outside would be Mike Mahaney at 35. Row 2 is Billy Dunn, 49. 7S of Shaun Shaw. Row number 3, Amy Holland in the 5. M1 Dave Marcuccilli. Row number 4, Mat Williamson in the 6. 91, Felix Roy. Row 5, Peter Britten, 21A. 14 of Payton Talbot. Row number 6, Jordan McCreadie, 28. 92, Andrew Buff. Row 7, Addison Bowman in the 12. 60, Jackson Gill. Row number 8, Scott Webb, 18W. 21 of Larry Welling. Outside row number 8, starting 16th. Row number 9, Derek Webb, 17th in the 66. Jarrett Herbison in the 38. Row 10, Tyler Meeks in the 9. 23, Cameron Black will join him. Row 11, Zach Payne, 77Z with the 74, Lucas Fuller. Row 12, Steve Lewis, the 11S. The 11 of Matt Caprara. Row number 13, Adam Roberts, 63. 44, Gordon Smith. Row 14, Remington Hamm, 57H. Ryan Bartlett, 39. Final row, Garrett Poland, 17. 117 of CJ Castelletti will complete it. 30 drivers ready to go for 50 laps. And here we go, man. Just about ready to do it.
Never get over.
For Billy Dunn will pull back away.
Oh, there it is.
So when the drivers come back around to you, they will be in the most exciting formations in all of motorsports, 4 wide. For you great race fans, the 29th running of the Pabst Shootout at Can-Am. 30 of the best DIRTcar 358 Modified Series drivers make their way down the back straightaway. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not on your feet, please stand up. You know who you want to win. Make them see you. Make them hear you. They've got a chance because they're all in the dance. Here they come, 4 wide with DIRTcar pride. The DIRTcar 358 Modified Series. Well, 30 drivers ready to go, and drama unfolding on the backstretch already. Mike, Lance Willix stopped over there.
Yeah, just when he came out of the 4 wide, he slowed down and just got the word he's just fixing the seatbelt. He's all good.
Safety is number one importance here, so he will get the spot back. So he's just going to wait for the field to come by. Andrew Buff also stopped on the back straightaway. And we'll see what the problem is with the 92 of Andrew Buff. Andrew, a sophomore in 358 modified action this year, 2022 DIRTcar Sportsman Series champion.
We got another race after this.
So he will get pushed away down the back straightaway. Again, 50 laps, no cautions will count. All 50 green flag laps here, and Andrew Buff in the 92 will get pushed back to pit road, so another tough break for him. So again, quick check on Andrew Buff's number 92. If he's not able to refire, we will be going green here shortly. Lance Willix on pole. Mike Mahaney will join it. Mike Mahaney has been really good in a 358 modified 2025. So Lance Willix on the front row, our point leader here at Can-Am. Mike Mahaney has been good in a small block, as we mentioned. All 3 of his wins have come at 358s this year. Mike Warren, is we're set to go green. Albany, Saratoga, Devil's Bowl, and Airborne for Mike Mahaney this year. Can he add Can-Am to the list? We're going to find out in 50 laps. Set for green. As we make their way into turn number 3 and 4. The DIRTcar 358 Modified Series is green. Round number 4 is underway at Can-Am.
Working up into turn number 1 and 2 for the first time. Lance Willix going to nose out ahead of Mike Mahaney as they roll down the back straightaway. Billy Dunn right there behind him in the number 3 spot as they power down into turn number 3 and 4 for the first time. Willix and Mahaney stay on the bottom. Dunn to the top side. They'll bring him around turn number 3 and 4, and it'll be Willix as your race leader. Dunn still trying to work the top. Shaun Shaw trying to make his way in. Mat Williamson already up to the number 5 spot as we got a battle for second coming off turn number 2 right now. That's the 49 of Billy Dunn. He's going to take the long way around Mike Mahaney. Smooth Shoe going to come back on the inside lane as they're wheel to wheel off turn number 3 and 4. Willix will lead lap 2. Mahaney has it at the line, but Billy Dunn starting to work up a little bit more momentum as they work through the corner again. That time done a little bit better as they'll pull ahead of Mahaney. We'll see if Mahaney has anything down the back straightaway another time. They're still wheel to wheel as they barrel down into turn number 3 and 4, working it up off the corner. Dunn trying to wind it up a little further on the top side. He's definitely better in turns number 1 and 2, while Mahaney's better in 3 and 4. This time Mahaney going to slide up in front of the 49 machine, and he'll get a little bit of separation as they head down the back straightaway. About 5 car lanes separating spots 2 and 3. So it's Willix, your leader, as the car slows on the front straightaway. Broken right front shock on the 11S of Steve Lewis, and that's going to bring yellow out on the speedway here with 3 laps complete in the Pabst Shootout here at Can-Am.
3 laps are complete, and a great start so far by Lance Willix. Mike Mahaney trying to keep pace with him as Lewis will take the 11 pit side. The left front shock gone away on that ride. Lance looks good. Mahaney looks just as strong, though. I think it's about whoever gets in front on this restart is going to be the one that's going to drive away again.
The other one to keep an eye on, too, Mat Williamson quickly moving up from 7th to 5th in just 3 laps so far in this thing. He's just going to continue to work his way up. That's all he got to do, similar to Monday night at Mohawk. Just 1 or 2 cars at a time and try to work his way up toward the front of the field in that Ibach Springs car number 6 machine. But Willix, very impressive. Also impressive move by Mahaney. He saw that Dunn was there and he slid up. I think Billy showed him the nose a little bit too far in turn number 2. And that changed things up a little bit.
He definitely did. He showed his hand there a little bit too quickly, and Mahaney, pretty savvy. He jumped out in front of him right there. But Dunn knows his racetrack very well, too. Second most wins all time in track history in the modified ranks. He'll line up 3rd. Shaun Shaw, and as you mentioned, Mat Williamson 5th. Matt talked to him after the redraw, and he says, I had no clue that Felix Roy was going to do that, what he did in turn 1 and 2 in the heat race. But he said track's going to be different, and we'll see what happens here on this next restart. White flag is out. We're going to go green next trip around.
You know, I got to talk to Mike Mahaney's car owner a little bit earlier, George Hutting, in the house tonight. You know, He's excited to see what the 35 car can do. And it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out off this restart. I think Willix has the advantage on the inside lane, definitely here at K&M. Of course, you see that each and every Friday night.
Right.
Because it takes a little time to wind up on the top.
Yeah, it really does, especially down in turn number 3 and 4. The outside lane in 3 and 4, you really have to have a good working car. Down here in 1 and 2, you can kind of get away with it a little bit because the bank is a little steeper down here. We'll see if anybody can make that outside lane work, but Lance Willix in the dominant lane off the bottom as we get set for green.
3 laps complete, 47 laps to go here in the Pabst Shootout at Can-Am. We'll take it to the VP making PowerPoint off the corner. Lance Willix going to refire. We're back under green. Willix to the inside lane. Mahaney trying to work up the momentum on the top side, but it's Willix that comes out with it. Mat Williamson going to pick up another spot. Felix Roy going to follow him and look to crack the top 5 here in the first 5 laps of this one. Billy Dunn, meanwhile, in 3rd, going to turn it right back up on the top side, try to get that momentum going as they click off lap number 4. Mahaney now going to try the top as well. We're going to see if Smooth Shoes got anything for Willix. He's going to pull even off turn number 2, but Lance Willix just too strong on exit of the corner. He'll hold on by about a car lane. We'll see what the top 3 do as they barrel down into turn number 3 and 4. Dunn winding it up even higher that time off of turn number 4 as we come by 5 in the books. Willix leading with Mahaney on his tail.
And Willix keeping that inside lane all the way around the racetrack. Mahaney once again a good run up off the top side of corner number 2. But that inside lane, we talked about how good it is at either end of the racetrack. Willix knows that. He's able to use that to his advantage right now as he holds the lead. And he's not able to keep the bottom like he wants to off of 4 that time. Mahaney trying to come into the backside. Can't quite get there though as they work it up into turn number 1 and 2. Mahaney's going to shoot it upstairs one more time. Billy Dunn still there in spot number 3. Then it's Mat Williamson in 4th, and Felix Roy up into the top 5 for the first time tonight as they head up into turn number 3 and 4. Willix will try to keep that 31 glued to the bottom of the racetrack, and he does a little bit better that time off the turn. Mahaney loses some ground to the leader as Billy Dunn starts to move back in to try to take 2nd away as the 6th of Mat Williamson occupies the 4th spot. Gets a great run off the turn that time. Felix Roy still 5th. Shaun Shaw 6th. Dave Marcuccilli 7th. Peter Britten up to 8th right now. 9th is Jordan McCreadie. Rounding out the top 10 is Amy Holland, and Tyler Meeks off the pace spins in corner number 3. And he will park it right there to the entrance of corner number 3 and 4 on lap number 8. And yellow lights are back on with 8 laps complete. Taking a look at our monitor up here is Tyler Meeks slowed to a stop and spun over there. Everything looks okay on the Rick's Plumbing and Heating number 9, but not quite sure what took place.
So Meeks going spinning in the infield, the reason for our second caution of this 50-lap event with 42 laps to go. He tried winding it up on the top side throughout that last restart, but just not able to get the momentum he needed, and he was really starting to backslide those past few laps.
He gets it going good for the first couple of laps, and then once the laps start to click off, Lance really starts to roll better on the bottom and able to drive away, but Billy Dunn is also making some headway down there on the inside lane there as the lap started to click off as well. So Billy's car is starting to get better. Seems like Mahaney's car fires off pretty good. Everybody else seems like they take a lap or two before they really get going.
The only car I will disagree with you on that 100% is the 6. He's been using the inside lane where everybody, obviously Mahaney and Billy Dunn have gotten a little higher, and that kind of opened the door to the bottom for him getting past Shaun Shaw. That's why on this restart I want you to keep an eye on the 91 of Felix Roy. If Dunn tries to make a move to the top side, Felix might be able to fill that hole and jump into at least the number 4 spot, maybe 3rd on this one. It's kind of a cat and mouse game because it's so wide coming out of 3 and 4. You can pick your lane and kind of set your entry here at Can-Am.
It really is, too. And, you know, we've seen a lot of the good cars here on weekly competition like Lance Willix, even Tim Fuller when he's in the field as well. If you can get rolling really good and tight up against those inside tires off of turn number 4, you're going to gain a whole bunch of ground coming up off the corner and down the front straightaway. That's where a lot of the good passes are made here on weekly competition. Lance Willix knows that. He's going to try to keep Mahaney in that outside lane, but Billy Dunn, like you mentioned, we'll have to see how that whole restart forms up here.
Well, you got that, and he'll be the first one to agree with me. Lance Willix hasn't come off the bottom in his entire career.
Not at all. Not one bit.
So you're gonna have to, if you're gonna beat Lance Willix in this race, you're gonna have to do it on the outside lane.
Exactly. Yep. There's no going by Lance Willix on the bottom here. If you are, you're gonna you're gonna have a battle on your hands up. We'll just put it that way. So Lance enjoying a great year this year. And we had mentioned Mike Mahaney doing a really good job this year. 358 modifieds have been his forte this year. Yeah, he's been good behind the wheel of a big block as well, but it seems like he's had a lot of success in small blocks.
Yeah. Talked to one of his crew guys a little bit earlier tonight. Struggled a little bit at Mohawk. Just said he had to push throughout the feature and kind of didn't have the finish he wanted to. But he's been really good at time trialing, heat racing. He's been up toward the front almost in every race all year. Really, that's the key to get things started. It's just putting the whole night together. But he's getting there. I mean, he's already off to a much better start than last season, no question about it. But searching for his first series win in almost 2 years on the big block side. He's hoping to get that back. But he's also still hard to believe this is true, searching for a second career win in the DIRTcar 358 Modified Series.
Exactly, and he got that first one last year at Albany, Saratoga, your former stomping grounds, as we're set to go green. 8 laps are complete, 42 remain when we come back to the line this time by Lance Willix, Mike Mahaney on that front row. The VP Racing Fuels making power a point. We're back to green. And again, Mike Mahaney keeping that outside lane. Willix is going to roll in around the bottom. Mahaney's going to have to get by Willix here if he wants the track position down the back straightaway. Not going to happen. Willix is able to take it away down into corner number 3. Williamson finds the running room on the top side. He'll clear Billy Dunn down into corner 3 and 4. So move Williamson to the 3 spot. Dunn trying to get back after him down the front straightaway as they click off lap number 9. 41 left to go. Lance Willix in command of the field. Williamson found the fast lane upstairs off of turn number 2, clears Billy Dunn. Now here comes Hollywood down to that inside lane. Felix Roy trying to move past Dunn as they click off lap number 10. 5 cars battling for the lead.
Mike Mahaney switching lanes on exit at turn number 4. He's going to have trouble getting by Lance Willix at 1 and 2. No, Lance opened the door. Mahaney's about as low as he can be off the corner. New race leader down the back straightaway. Smooth Shoes gone to the front as Mike Mahaney takes over the race lead, but Willix isn't going to stop there as they roll through the corner. We'll see if Willix has anything for Mahaney. Not going to get there this time. Mike Mahaney will officially lead lap number 11 as they roll him up into turn number 1 and 2 once again. Willix sitting there in second. He had a great 2-car battle between the last 2 358 Modified champions, and for the second time, Felix Roy has gotten by Mat Williamson tonight. He'll take the number 3 spot away. Money Mac going to dial it back on the outside, though, hoping to keep that momentum and maybe use the 31 of Willix as a pick as they come down the front straightaway. Willix has Roy all over him as they go up into turn number 1 and 2, and that's exactly what Williamson is going to try to do off the corner, but not able to do it, and that's going to allow Roy to come right back by him on the inside lane. A great 3-car battle for the runner-up spot continues as they power down into turn number 3 and 4. Williamson turns the wick up big time, trying to take the long way around Willix, going into turn number 1 and 2 this time. Almost getting the momentum to get by the 31. He'll clear Roy off at turn number 2. Now going to work on the 31 car. Roy going to come right back on the inside, almost 3 wide entering the corner as they power down into turn number 3 and 4. Williamson way up on the top, going to find the momentum he needs. Matt Williamson going to the number 2 spot. Roy going to follow into 3rd. They'll continue their battle as they both say goodbye to Lance Willix up into turn number 1 and 2. As now you got the 2-car battle continuing down the back straightaway. Roy even with the 6-car as they battle down into turn number 3 and 4 once again. Williamson up high, Roy down low. Looked like Roy missed the corner just a little bit that time. That's going to give Williamson the spot here with 15 in.
15 complete, 35 to go, and the battle is on for the runner-up spot as Mike Mahaney is running away and trying to hide. Felix Roy wants that first series win in the worst way. He clears Mat Williamson into 3. Williamson gets a good drive through the mid portion of the corner up to the top side coming off the turn and is able to keep pace with Roy that time as they come back down to the line. 16 complete. Good tussle here for the 2 spot between Williamson and the 91 of Roy as they go down the back straightaway. Roy once again pulls even turns with Williamson in corner number 3. But again, Williamson, great drive through the mid portion of the turn. He'll take it upstairs, way up to the cushion. Caution lights are on. 1 car into the infield. I believe that's the Addison Bowman number 12 ride. So caution lights are on at lap 17. Addison Bowman, Mexico, New York. Problems over in corner number 2 as he pulls it to the infield. Done for this one. It looks like he's getting out of the race car and walking over towards the front end of it, walking away actually. A lot of frustration there, you could tell from the 12 of Bowman.
And how that happened, the 57 of Remington Hamm got sideways going into 1 and 2. The 12 car got right into him, and both cars with damage. Remington Hamm actually just went pit side right after that as well. So you see the 12 car on the monitor right now, Timmy, but Remington Hamm also involved in taking the pit side here with 16 laps complete.
Tough break for both drivers, both of them very strong here in weekly competition. Addison with a 5th place finish as his best effort here at Can-Am in 2025. Remington Hamm had a 2nd place run here a couple of weeks ago. So both drivers have had success here. The Bowman family has really had success with Amira Bowman picking up a limited sportsman checkered flag here this season as well. So good to have them here on a weekly basis, but unfortunately not going to be their night here in this race.
Well, Timmy,
how about the 35 car?
Mahaney is having a great run. Just got the word Remington Hamm done for tonight's feature. Mahaney's having a great run, but he's got a new dance partner to his outside, and he probably just took a look to his right and said, "Oh boy, here we go."
Yeah, now we're into now we're going to have some fun. Mike Mahaney, Mat Williamson, 2023 Series champion, defending Super DIRTcar Series champion. Last 2 banquets, he's walked away with a championship trophy.
Yes,
He's got a really good shot to maybe walk away with both this year.
don't jinx it.
I'm not going to jinx it
For him,
now.
don't jinx it for him.
No way. Back to green. Off of corner number 3 and 4, the VP Racing Fuels making PowerPoint. We're underway. Once again, Mahaney goes straight to the inside lane. Williamson again as they head up off the turn. Williamson not able to keep pace with the race leader as they work it into turn number 3 and 4. Wob back to 3rd, Willix to 4th. Here comes Billy Dunn up on the outside lane. Where did Payton Talbot come from? He's up the challenge now. He's up to position number 6, battling with Shaun Shaw. Talbot goes way wide into corner number 1 and 2, but he gets a really good run off of turn number 2. We got cars around in corner number 1 and 2 right now. It is the 21 Larry Welling and the 11 of Matt Caprara. Yellow lights are on. Well, Matt Caprara, car number 11, Clayton, New York. Feature winner here. His first career modified win came right here at Can-Am a couple of years ago. We talked about the top 5 quite often. Where did Payton Talbot come from? Well, he's running a line that's clear out to 411, going down into corner number 1 and 2, and coming back down the back straightaway. It's almost like he's driving to Watertown and back. He's making those straightaways so long.
He is, but it's working.
Yeah,
There's something
really
up there that he really likes, and he's been able to come through the field so far. Started back in spot number 10, about to crack the top 5 here, 17 laps into this feature event. And he's having a good run, and he's going to fire from the outside again, so that's going to help him a little bit on this one.
Absolutely, it's going to. Payton Talbot, a good season already in DIRTcar Sportsman competition. 4 wins already this season. Making the jump to the 358 modified, DIRTcar 358 modified series here, 2025. Ran our Folt event with us, Mike Mahaney. He got a good restart, and he needed to because he knew that 6 car was going to keep pace with him.
Oh, absolutely.
Felix Roy running a steady race. Lance Willix trying to figure out a way to get back by these top 3 in front of him. That's not going to be an easy task at all. Then you got Billy Dunn right behind him.
And actually, I apologize, 7S of Shaw going to be scored in the 6th spot, so Talbot will have to restart from the inside this time around. But Marcuccilli faded back to a couple spots, but now he's going to.
Yeah, Dave Marcuccilli right up in there. Dave Marcuccilli, 2021 winner of the Pabst Shootout. So we'll see him fire from the outside of row number 4. Green lights will be on. 17 are complete. 33 to go. We're back to green. And Mahaney once again charges out in front of the field. Mat Williamson to his outside. Mahaney will clear him, no problem, going down the back straightaway. Felix Roy now going after the 6 of Williamson into corner number 3 and 4. Lance Willix, Billy Dunn, they're after one another for 4th and 5th as they come down to the line. Lap 18 up on the board, still Mahaney in control. Watching the battle for the 2 spot. Not much of a battle right now. Mat Williamson has got that Ibach Springs number 6 working pretty good up on the top side. Waugh gets a really good run coming off of turn 2 and down the back straightaway, but can't seem to get close to the 6 of Williamson. Matt has found something through turn 3 and 4 in the extreme outside lane and is able to pull away from the rest of the field as they go down into 1 and 2. Now he thinks better of it, drops it down to the inside lane as they work it off the turn, and that could have been a mistake because that could cost him second as here comes Felix Roy to the 2 spot. As they go to 3 and 4, Mahaney in control of the race. The battle for second on back is a good one right now, Mike.
It really is, and it looks like one of the things, Felix Roy is going to get that number 2 spot, but one of the things it looks like Roy is struggling with a little bit right now, Timmy, is entry into turn number 3. Watch him, it looks like the car tightens up a lot. Now he's going to get the advantage of the momentum heading down the back straightaway and pull ahead of him a little bit, but it looks like, well, that time he ran up a lane higher, so of course he does something different as he sees what Mahaney's going to do. Wall tries to go to the outside. Now he's going to try to make up ground on the driver he competes with every Thursday and Friday night. As he rolls off at turn number 2, Smooth Shoe still out in front of this one as we approach the halfway point of this feature event. Good battle for the number 4 spot behind him, though. Billy Dunn has gotten around the 31 of Lance Willix as Dunn works the top side of the racetrack, trying to get a little more to come in as well. So it's Mahaney, your leader. Roy in the number 2 spot. Mat Williamson back to the top to try to find his way around Felix Roy and grab some momentum. Billy Dunn sits 4th. 5th is Lance Willix. 6th, Shaun Shaw. 7th, Payton Talbot. 8th, Dave Marcuccilli. 9th, Jordan McCreadie. And Jackson Gill has worked his way up into the top 10 for the 14th starting position. So the field comes by once again up into turn number 1 and 2. All Mike Mahaney. As Jackson Gill there battling with Amy Holland for the 10th spot as they power into turn number 1 and 2. The Batman riding the high lane behind them just outside the top 10. Meanwhile, Billy Dunn with a head of steam through turn number 3 and 4, going to try to carry momentum. He's starting to reel in Williamson a bit as they come down the front straightaway in that real truck number 49 machine, rather. They go up into turn number 2, and I think Williamson sees the line on the outside. He's trying to close in on him, but Dunn's been getting closer through turn number 3 and 4. We're spaced out here as we get to the halfway point, but it's still a long way to go in this one, Tim Baltz.
25 laps is a long way around this speedway as we run in lap number 25. Watching some of these drivers move around this racetrack, I'm seeing Mat Williamson run the extreme outside lane. I've been looking back through the field. There's a couple of other cars towards the back portion. Watching Derek Webb, he is sailing it in there, and he has found something in the extreme outside lane. It is almost off the racetrack. That's how far out he is, but it's a longer way around the racetrack, so it's tough to keep that pace up. In the meantime, battle on for the 4 spot. Dunn has had that outside lane going, but Lance Willix is coming back on the inside lane. Willix has found that fast groove is on the bottom once again, and he's trying to clear Billy Dunn coming off of turn number 3 and 4 and back to the line. Willix will get to the 4 spot as they click off lap number 27 as they go to 1 and 2. In the meantime, Mike Mahaney still enjoying about a 5-car length advantage. Felix Roy still there in second, trying to close the gap. Williamson working the inside lane again. Willix right there with him as well. Dunn continuing to pound whatever is left up on that outside lane as they go to turn number 1 and 2. Dunn way out there again into turn number 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. 28 are complete. Coming into lap number 29 this time by 21 laps left to go. Mahaney starting to work some lap traffic. He'll slide by Garrett Poland in the 17, then go to work on CJ Castelletti in the 117. So no problem so far in lap traffic for Mike Mahaney as he clears everybody down the back straightaway. He'll move in on Adam Roberts for the knee. They're trying to put him a lap down rather. Felix Roy still holding on to the 2 spot. Williamson into 3rd. Again, Billy Dunn still continuing to work that extreme outside lane. Again, it is fast out there. Still just a long, long way around. Willix knows that as we work lap number 30.
Field working down the back straightaway, and Felix Roy trying to quickly work through lap traffic as you're watching this battle for 4th continue between Billy Dunn and Lance Willix. Roy trying to keep pace with Mahaney. 1 car separating those 2 as Dunn officially gets by the 31 coming down the front straightaway. Now will set his sight on Mat Williamson, and this may be a good chance if Dunn can keep his momentum up, because Williamson has 2 cars directly in front of him that are battling for position between Castelletti and the 17 of Garrett Poland. Just as I say that, though, the 31 of Willix comes right back on the inside and really had a good run at the 49 car. Willix is better in turns number 1 and 2, but Dunn has been better in 3 and 4 as the doors open up for Mat Williamson. Dunn going to have to go the long way around him off turn number 2 to try to keep pace with the 6 car. 31 of Willix trying to make a move to the inside lane off of turn number 3 and 4 to keep pace, but here's Dunn turning the wick up even higher. Garrett Poland forcing him to go about as high as you can off turn number 4, and Poland going to slide up in front of Dunn and take his momentum away. That's going to allow Willix to dive bomb back to the bottom, looking to get by the 49. He'll get by Castelletti, but Dunn still with momentum down the back straightaway. A power down into turn number 3 and 4 once again is Dunn keeping his momentum rolling on the top side of the racing surface. He's got something underneath that 49 car. Him and Roberts almost touched right at the flag stand. Didn't happen though, as Dunn still keeping pace with the 6 car down the back straightaway. Meanwhile though, up at the front, Felix Roy is starting to close in on the 35 car as they continue through lap traffic. Roy reeling them in as they come down the front stretch with 15 to go.
15 laps to go. We got Lucas Fuller off the top side of 1 and 2, and he is off in the corner. That will bring the yellow lights back on, and just as this race was starting to get good for the lead, we have got caution. With 15 laps left to go, Mike Mahaney, Felix Roy, the top 2, they were enjoying quite the healthy advantage on the rest of the field. So yellow lights are on with 34 in the books. And Lucas Fuller in the 74. Had a strong run in the last chance showdown, and Lucas is actually taking the helmet off, so apparently he is done for this one, Mike. So working lap number 34, 16 left to go as we'll get Lucas Fuller off the top side of turn number 1 and 2. We get the lineup sorted out. Everybody will go single file right now.
See, yellow flag remaining out on the speedway. Lucas Fuller still off of the into the grass area in turn number 1 and 2. The reason for the caution with 16 laps to go.
Yeah, right now Lucas Fuller, he has been competing, hasn't competed with us here, competed the opening few events here at Can-Am, but made the jump to go to Mohawk on Friday nights. But Saturday nights, he's been running with us at the Boss on Saturday nights. Have been running very good over there with a top 5 run a couple of weeks ago and a pair of 6th place efforts as well. So finding the short tracks to his liking now.
Not a bad thing.
No, not a bad thing at all. And a Fuller running a 74 at Can-Am kind of takes you back to the days of Uncle Doug. And of course, Timmy ran that number in his Spear Stock days here.
That's a few years ago.
About 1989.
I wasn't born yet.
You were not born yet. Oh my.
Probably not a good thing to mention, but yeah.
Now I really feel ancient. I was here for the first Pure Stock feature ever.
Interesting.
Yeah. Fuller won it.
What year was that?
1989.
1989. Okay.
Long time ago.
Yes. Yes.
Turn 3 and 4, went another 100 feet that way.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit longer. 1 and 2 is about the same spot. A lot of history at this place, a lot of changes over the years. Used to be a big 5/8 mile racetrack. And some drivers even said, former DIRTcar 358 Series champion, actually the first 358 Series champion, Tony Corker, told me it felt like you needed 2 motors to get around this place. Straightaways were so long, it felt like you were driving to Watertown and back every lap.
Okay.
But somehow he managed to win 12 in a row in 1983 at this place.
If not Watertown, border and back.
Pretty much.
St. Lawrence, you know.
Close enough.
Thousand Islands would be the correct term, probably.
Exactly,
Now that I
yeah.
think about it, there you go. My
There you
geography
go.
lesson for the
We
evening.
got it covered now. See, it's like your trial run for this R.D. Hutchinson Memorial 67 in September.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to that one. We had a
I
blast
am.
doing that.
That's going to be an exciting one. You and I, of course, get to work together once before that.
Yes, we do. Brockville, Ontario Speedway for the Canadian Classic. So you're going to be up at Autodrome Drummond for 2 nights. See how that goes up there. See if we can get an upset story like Mikel Perrant.
It's possible. I mean, hey, we had an upset story at Brockville a year ago, too.
We did.
At the time, Alex Payne definitely considered an upset, picking up his first career series win.
Absolutely. We'll see what happens in that event.
Let's say we got to worry about tomorrow night first, though.
Absolutely. 76 laps. We'll see how that all goes. 16 left to go in this one, and you've seen Mike Mahaney turn a lot of laps. I've seen that team run a lot of laps in a small block before. They know what they're doing when it comes to their 358 program, that's for darn sure. Of course, the amount of years that I've watched that 35 car race, I still almost sometimes say Mike Parati driving that car.
That's fair.
It is fair.
Very fair.
But Mike Mahaney's doing a superb job behind the wheel, just like Mr. Parati did. Felix Roy, though, he was closing in on that last green flag run, and we'll see if he can keep that pace up. Or will the tires have cooled down enough for Williamson to give it one last crack, or will Billy Dunn finally make that outside lane work?
Well, this time Payton Talbot is on the outside lane as well on this restart, so that's another guy to keep an eye on.
Exactly. If he can get it rolling on the extreme outside lane, Talbot, if he can pick off a couple of cars here, he might be a threat. We'll find out. Can-Am Speedway pace truck from Bob Johnson Auto Group will peel off the racetrack in turn number 3. Mike Mahaney, Felix Roy will lead him back to green as we work lap 34. 16 laps left to go. The VP Racing Fuel's making PowerPoint. Mahaney, another great restart, jumps out in front by a car. He fights back on the inside. Seesaw battle for the number 1 spot as they go to turn number 3 and 4. Mike, it looks like Felix has got the lane on the top, but here comes Mahaney back on the bottom.
They'll look to make this one stick as they come down the front straightaway. Mahaney holding on to the race lead as they go up into turn number 1 and 2. The 91 car going to roll it through the corner. Meanwhile, watch Payton Talbot. He's going to try to get around Shaun Shaw for the number 5 spot, but we get the battle for the lead heating up again as Waugh takes a good look to the outside lane through turn number 3 and 4. Timmy will bring it back to you off the corner, side by side on the exit, but it's Mahaney still holding on.
As they work it off into turn number 1 and 2, the 35 of Mahaney has the lead back as they go off of turn number 2. Waugh keeping pace with the race leader down the back straightaway. Billy Dunn still there for spot number 3 as they work it up off of turn number 3 and 4. Dunn using that extreme outside lane as is Waugh, but Mahaney still content to roll about him. As they go to turn number 1 and 2. 37 down, 13 left to go. And Mike Mahaney trying to drive off into the sunset, but he's got Felix Roy right there with him. As they go to turn number 3 and 4, the top two again are the class of the field. They're driving away from everybody right now. Billy Dunn trying to make that outside lane work way out there. Still can't get any momentum going. In the meantime, though, Williamson still fourth. Payton Talbot has cracked the top 5 for the first time tonight. Payton Talbot has been silently working his way forward, is now finding himself into the top 5 for the first time tonight. We're working lap 39. We got 11 laps left to go. And Mike Mahaney trying to take it home for his second career series win. He's finished in the top 5 in the previous 3 DIRTcar 358 series races, including a second at Glenridge. But right now, trying to add his second Can-Am win to his resume. As they come down to the line, 10 to go for Mike Mahaney.
Smooth Shoe still leads this one, half a straightaway advantage over Felix Roy. Third is Billy Dunn. Fourth right now, the 6 of Mat Williamson. If this race were to end right now, Mahaney would reclaim the points lead with the victory, and Williamson sitting in that number 4 spot by 2. But we'll see how this plays out over the next 10 laps. 6-point advantage coming into this. Meanwhile, Billy Dunn starting to turn the wick up once again on the outside lane. See if he can cut between himself and Felix Roy for the position. Dunn's been looking for back-to-back second-place runs after finishing second at Fulton a week ago, and he's got it down to about 3 car lengths on the back straightaway. Dunn will go back to the top side, entering turn number 3 and 4. Wind it back up. He's got the right rear dancing off the outside of the racetrack. He'll wind it up enough as he'll take second away. He knows how to head up into turn number 1 and 2. Hollywood going to try to battle back, but it's going to be a short battle as the 49 takes the number 2 spot down the back straightaway. Time's starting to run out for Billy Dunn. Does he have anything left for the 91, or rather the 35 car? We'll find out, but Mahaney may have to deal with lap traffic for a few laps before this one's all said and done. Dunn, meanwhile, working up off of turn number 2, trying to close the gap between them. It's 1.4 seconds last time as we approach 6 laps to go next time by. Mahaney starting to get into the thick of traffic, and the 49 can see it coming through turn number 3 and 4. Swapping positions from the last race at Fulton. Now he's the huntee and not the hunted as they head down into turn number 1 and 2 once again. 44 on the board. He's cut it down about 0.2 of a second that time as they head down the back straightaway. Mahaney going to work past the 117 at Castelletti. Dunn up on the top. Mahaney looks like he's not getting as much momentum as he wants to with Poland right there. Here comes Dunn. 5 to go this time for Smooth Shoe.
5 laps left to go. Mike Mahaney trying to hold on to this one, but Billy Dunn has found something way out there that nobody else has been able to see. He's got that 2 spot trying to clear CJ Castelletti. Gets held up by Castelletti into turn number 3. Gives Mahaney a little bit of breathing room, but Billy Dunn is making a late race charge as they come down to the line with 4 to go. Williamson back there in spot number 4 trying to chase down the top 3. Oh, and Dunn and Garrett Poland come together, and it doesn't faze Billy one bit. Tries to drive back after him down the back straightaway to turn number 3 and 4. Poland's going to have to give way as Dunn will try to clear him up off of turn number 3 and 4, down to the line this time by with 3 laps left to go. 3 more remain. Dunn's going to switch lanes. He's going to go to the bottom. He's going to try to clear Adam Roberts. Pulls the slider on Roberts to get by, but he has got a half straightaway to try to make up on Mike Mahaney as they work it down into turn number 3 and 4. We'll have 2 to go. Mahaney searching for his second career Can-Am win as they work it through turn number 1 and 2 one more time. Billy Dunn is doing some serious wheeling on that race car. He's cut the lead down again as they work it down the back straightaway. The white flag will be in the air this time by. Final trip around the Can-Am Speedway for Mike Mahaney as they bring it down to the line. White in the air for the 35 of Mahaney. Billy Dunn is driving the wheels off of this race car, but it could be too little too late. Down the back straightaway. Final time into turn number 3 and 4. Mike Mahaney from Elizabethtown, New York. Last one here in 2012. He's back. Mike Mahaney gets it done in the Pabst Shootout. Billy Dunn crosses in second. Felix Roy third. Mat Williamson. And at the line for 5th, it's Shaun Shaw. We're going to victory lane. Mike Mahaney gets his first Pabst Shootout win and his second Can-Am win of his career. Second, the DIRTcar 358 series as well.